All right, all right, all right. Let's see if we got everything together here. Let's go here and look. All right. Here and look. That's not enough light, huh? Right. All right. Cool, 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 cool. Here and look. So, all right, I see that we have some questions that have come in. So let me check that out real quick. My name is Baba, Dr. Brother Samori Kamara, and this evening we'll be dealing with at least 4 business commandments that you should honor when you're starting or when you are trying to revive your business. All right. So we got a couple comments already here. Let's see. How can I generate income for my business to get started without really spending money I don't have? What program did you use to create PDFs for your workbooks, as well as what company did you use to print your workbooks? All right. So as we go on, I'll answer all of those questions after we deal with the business commandments. So I hope everyone is happy to be here. We're going to do about 20 to 30 minutes of the presentation on the business commandments, and then we'll answer those questions. All right. So if you are ready, say revolutionary love. No, don't say revolutionary love, because then that's anyway. So let's go ahead on and get started here. Let's go ahead on and get started. All right. So again, my name is Baba, Dr. Brother Samori Kamara. I am the founder of the Warrior Startup Course. I am also the founder of Kamali Academy and the Warrior Teacher Course, as well as the Akadi Collection, where we put Africa on your heart instead of you wearing those, those white men on horses or sailboats on your shirt. And we also have the Nukari box, or Nukari Designs, where we send you fly African fashion like this for the men and women, as well as skirts for the sisters, right from the continent, made in Ghana. And so today, I wanted to come to you and talk to you and share with you about myself. I currently live in Ghana. I'm here in the States for a little bit right now, but I live in Ghana, and I'm able to live in Ghana off the strength of the revenues and the profits of my business ventures. And so instead of living the life that I have dreamed all by myself, right, and being location independent all by myself, I wanted to be able to share with other folks what has gotten me to where I am at this moment, right? And so one of the things that has gotten me where I am at this moment is just learning a great deal about business, trying new things, thinking differently, right? Because before I even started this, I didn't have an inkling that I could be living in Africa and going back and forth freely, right? And have my time to do what I want to do, and to spend my time with my daughter like I want to spend my time with my daughter and my family. So it's a beautiful thing. So let me share some of the things that you need to think about as you go forward. Actually, I don't even need this right here. So let me take that out. All right. So let's look at number one, just the different mindsets that we have in terms of business. So some people, are just spending all of the money that they're making right now. So they're saying, look, I'm going to live like I want to live now and forget about having any kind of so-called security later on, right? And these are the people that make a little money and spend all of their money, right? But you also have people who say, you know what, I'm going to save my little ducats. I'm going to do the stuff that I don't like right now so that later I'll be able to live like I want to live, right? If you get to that later, because we're dying early and earlier, it seems. But we putting out a little money in the 401ks and all that kind of stuff, hoping that we'll get to that point at some point, right? So, but then you also have people who will say, I'm going to work hard for this year, this 2 years, so that I can be really successful and live the life I want to live in 5 to 10 years. So it doesn't have to be when 40 years down the line, when I'm 55, when I'm 60, when I'm 65, to begin living my life and being retired. They're saying, look, I want to work hard right now, set some things in place so that in 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, I'll be able to say, you know what? I'm semi-retired. I can do what I want to do. And so in order to have that kind of situation, there are at least 4 commandments. I'm sure there's more. 4 commandments that you must honor as a business person when you're thinking about being in business or you're thinking about growing your current business, right? So the number 1 commandment of business is the commandment of need. The commandment of need. So many of us start our businesses and the first thing we think about, the only thing we think about is what we want. I want to be location independent. I want to drive this kind of car. I want to have this amount of money, right? But the reality is nobody cares what you want, right? The vast majority of people in this world are selfish. Nobody cares about what your dream is. Nobody cares that you want to live in Africa. Nobody cares that you want to travel all around the world. Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares that you want a motorcycle and you want, rental properties. And nobody really cares about what you want. People care about what they want. And there's a proverb that says that the worm needs to be tasty to the fish, not the fisherman. So can you imagine a person who's about to go fishing and they're putting all the ingredients on the worms that they like. Like, yeah, I like this. So, and when they go out there, they cast it out there and no fish are biting. None. There's, nothing is coming back off their reel. And they wonder, they get upset. They don't know what's going on. But the reality is they're thinking about their own needs and not the needs of the people of the fish that they're trying to catch or the people that they're trying to catch or bring into their business, right? So the commandment of need is very important. So we want to focus not on our own selfish needs. We don't want to focus on chasing money. We want to focus on chasing other people's needs, other people's problems, right? We want to chase other people's pain points. We want to look at what people are saying, man, I hate this, or I wish they had more of this. Where is this when you need it? Those are the things that can tell us, hey, that's a need that maybe I can fill for a business. So just for a personal example, when we started Kamali Academy in 2009 with 2 students, eventually we got up to the next year we had 15 and continued to grow. There were a lot of parents across the country that were asking me for a curriculum. Man, I wish we had a curriculum. And for me, or being oblivious at the moment to the business opportunity, I was just saying, hey, you don't need a curriculum. You can do it yourself. You are the first teacher. We have everything that we need. And we do. I still agree with that. Right. But people kept on asking, man, I wish, or they kept on saying, I wish I had a curriculum. Brother, could you give me a curriculum? They were bringing their pain right to my doorstep. And so eventually I got the message. I heard their pain. I heard the problem that they had and decided to develop a curriculum to meet that need. Right. And that curriculum to this day, and I think I put it out in 2013. I put it out there and it's been selling ever since because I'm meeting the needs of a good number of people, and those people are growing every year as the folks who are coming into consciousness are growing every year. The folks who are thinking about homeschooling their children and want an African-centered home curriculum for their children. As those things grow, my sales grow, right? Because I was dealing with somebody else's needs, right? And I was dealing with somebody else's pain point, and I developed a solution for it. Now, is it the best curriculum ever? Probably not. Can we add a great deal to it? Absolutely. Will we update it and make it better, in the future? It, right? But it's still meeting the needs of people at this moment. The commandment of need is of the utmost importance. All right. So also, if you want to really want to to make some money, right? If that's what you're looking for, because the money will lead to the kind of lifestyle that you want to have, you have to affect a lot of people. You have to affect, if you want to be a millionaire, affect 1 million people, right? I mean, you can't affect, folks who are just around the corner and think that you're going to be a millionaire. Kamali Academy doesn't necessarily affect 1 million people at this moment, but maybe one day we will. But we're certainly affecting thousands, and just even affecting those thousands has allowed me to live my dream of living in Africa right now. So the more people you affect, the more people you help, the more problems you solve, the better the situation will be for your business, right? So a lot of times, again, with the commandment of need, we violate it because we're not thinking about other. We want to make $4,000 extra a month. That's all we care about. We just want to make that much money, but we're not asking ourselves, what is the needs of the people, and what need could we serve so that people can buy from us, can support us in that way, so that we can make that amount of money per month. All right. So that's the first one, the commandment of need. We fail because we focus on our own selfish internal needs and not the more external or the market needs of the people in our niches, right? So also, a lot of times, instead of dealing with the needs, we just want to do something we love. We just want to follow our dreams, as they say, right? But the reality is, again, that people don't care about your dream, right? You can follow your dream all you want, but if it's not solving a need, people are not going to buy from you. And particularly in our community, we see a lot of people who want to be their own boss, and that's all they care about. They're following their dream. They're following their passion. But then they get mad when nobody buys what they're selling, because maybe they don't need, or they don't desire what you're selling. Just because you are in business doesn't mean that anybody has to support you. Because again, people are selfish. They want to know, how does this benefit me? Right? So I tell people all the time, my friends, one of my friends just the other day actually said, man, I want to buy some of your shirts, man. I haven't been supporting you, haven't been supporting you lately, man. I really want to do that. I told him, I said, if you don't rock with it, don't buy it. If it ain't your style, I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? I honestly, you still my man, but if you don't rock with it, don't buy it. It's cool. We can, maybe I'll come up with something later that you will purchase. Like the brother, he sells a beverage. I drink his beverage all the time. Not because it's just, because he's my man, because actually I taste it and I actually liked it. And so when I go a place that serves it, I get his beverage, not because he's my friend, but because it solves my need and my taste, because I like the way it tastes, right? So again, need, you gotta deal with that. Not your own selfish needs, but the needs of the community, the needs of the market, the needs of your niche that you're looking for. All right. So hopefully that was clear. Let's move on to the next commandment, which is the commandment of scale. The commandment of scale, right? So there's levels to business, right? So you can, you can just be serving your community, your city, your state, your nation, or you can be serving people internationally. And of course, the bigger your audience, the bigger your pool, the more opportunity you have to make more money. That's why you're in it. The more opportunity you have to help more people, if that's why you're in it. And so you got to think about, what is your customer pool? So many of us start businesses, right? And those businesses basically become jobs. And I'll say this again later on, but they become jobs because we're in a situation where our ceiling is capped. So you have a lot of mom and pop joints. They only serve the community that is around them, right? And how many people you have in that community? How many people actually like what you're giving? And if it's not a big community, and if it's not a lot of people who like what you're selling, you're going to be just subsisting, just at a level, just over broke. I'm making enough money to just keep the lights on and keep the business going, right? And so in order to to scale, you have to take it from, the small community that you're in and take it to the city, take it to the nation, take it internationally. Now, that might be hard if you're doing a mom and pop, let's say, eatery, right? So you're just doing a mom and pop eatery. Yes, the people from around the hood is going to come through, but you're not selling to people who are in the next county, the next parish. Here in New Orleans, we got parishes, right? Or the next state, So if you're not selling to those folks, you are very limited in what you can do. And so we have to find ways to scale our businesses to another level. We have to be able to serve 10 people as easily as we can serve 10,000 people, right? With Kamali Academy Online, I can easily serve 10 people as well as 10,000 people without having to, take my hours of work to 100 times, more hours. I ain't got 100 times more hours, right? And so in that situation, we can scale it up. In a Nukari box situation, scaling up will be a little bit more difficult, right? Because scaling up would include, all right, buying more fabric, getting more people to sew, shipping more to the States, getting more people on stateside to help me ship out to more people who are buying, right? So that's not really, a business where like the scale is just crazy, because as the scale goes up, guess what? My time and energy, or the fact that I have to hire more people and manage more people, will go up exponentially as well. And that's good in many ways, because Nukari Box is doing its thing, right? But if I want my time to be flexible, then I have to make some decisions there. But we still gonna give you that flyness from straight from Ghana. Don't you worry, right? But again, scale is important. So there was a bookstore here in the community, right? The bookstore is a great bookstore. It's a family atmosphere. A couple years ago, though, probably all of its life actually, they've been, struggling to keep the doors open, right? So they had to do more things than just sell books, of course, to keep the lights on, right? And the business was suffering. So I'm saying, listen, bring your business online. Put the books up online. You have to, every time somebody comes into the bookstore, you don't have the book anyway. You're a Black bookstore, so we say, hey, I want to order it from you. You have to call somebody else and say, ship the book in. So we have to wait a couple days anyway, right, to get the book, even when we come into the store. So put the books online, right? And not only do you open yourselves up for the larger community, the larger city here, but you open yourselves up to the whole nation, if not, the whole world. And you can ship books to all those folks all around. But if we're just depending on, the Black people we have in the city who have some kind of conscience and who want these kind of books, then we're going to fail. We're going to be starving artists. We're going to be starving business owners, right? And so, but they never put it online, right? We have to open ourselves up. If we want to scale bigger, we have to open ourselves up to the world. Kamali Academy is open to the world. The Warrior Startup is open to the world. The Warrior Teacher is open to the world. Nukari it's kind of open to the world, but it's definitely open to the whole nation of the United States of America, right? So it's open to folks, so that even if there's not a bunch of people here, let's say in New Orleans, who want African wear, fly African wear, might I add. There's some people also in Atlanta that might want it. There's some people in New York that might want it. There's some people in California that might want it. There's some people in New Mexico that might want it. So we bring all those people together, then we got a nice little business, and we can ship out to all those folks. But that is because we have scale, or we can scale a little bit more because of the internet, right? Also, we see a lot of times with franchises, people, buy a franchise. You see people buy a Subway or something like that. When you go in Subway, a lot of times you see the very people who own the Subway working in there, and they got their 12-year-old daughter working in there as well, because number one, the profit margins are not enough off of sandwiches to really hire somebody else to run it while you do what you do. No, you got a franchise, you just got yourself a job. Because how much money are you going to make off of that sandwich? How many sandwiches can you sell in one day? right? Can you serve 100 people in a day as easily as you serve 10,000 people in a day? Not really happening. Not happening, right? So the way you scale, a franchise is not just having one Subway, right? But having multiple Subways in multiple communities in multiple states. Now, all the $2 profit from each sandwich becomes massive. And now you, of course, have more money to pay people to do their thing, and you're not stuck behind, the vegetables and the veggie patty, making sandwiches all day, right? And so we got to think about scaling. Scaling, the commandment of scale is big, and the internet makes scaling a lot easier. So in any business that you're thinking about, make sure you have the opportunity to scale it, right? Even if it's a physical business that you're doing, out of your home, right? And you sell to people in your community, put that business online so that then at least it opens you up to the whole country, and you can sell to them and ship them out as well. All right. So hopefully that was clear. First, we had the commandment of need, and then we have the commandment of scale. Let's move on to the commandment of control, right? So when you have a job, you don't really have much control. Then people can give you a pink slip at any moment, right? But also sometimes when we get into businesses, certain businesses, we don't have any control either. So let's say, we're in affiliate marketing or we're in network marketing. Somebody else controls the whole game. You become a salesperson for that person or for that particular organization. And when I was, I think, right out of high school, I bought into this network marketing thing. It was like for long distance. I forget what it was called. Anyway, I just felt like I wasn't cut out for it. I went to the meeting. I paid my little money or whatever, but I wasn't a salesman. I couldn't even get my family members on that. But they had so many people in my little area selling. It was like, yo, I gotta be extraordinary in order to make some money at this thing. Some people do make money, but the vast majority of people are not making any money. The vast majority of people are barely making it. The people who are making the most money are the people who started it. And so we have to be the kind of people, or kind of business people, who start the company that uses network marketing to distribute our stuff. We don't want to be the person who buys into it and who becomes just a sales manager. We want to be at the top. We want to be the person who's controlling. Now, do they work? Sure. But understand again, you're staking your economic livelihood on someone else. And if you can't control products, let's say they, right, you've been selling these vitamins for these folks, and your best seller, they discontinue it. They say, we're not selling that anymore. You're like, man, that was $2,000 of my profit every month, and now it's gone because you didn't have any control. We got to have control over what we do, right? Yeah. Don't be a hitchhiker. Make sure you control your business, right? There's a brother very good brother, good friend of mine, right? He's been working with the Akadi collection at KamaliMarketplace.com. He's been an affiliate. He's been doing great. In fact, late last year, he was doing his thing, right? And he would get 30% of every sale he bought into to Kamali Marketplace, right? And it was good. I mean, he hadn't had to do much. He just had to market it to other folks, right? But unfortunately, it wasn't, I wasn't trying to hate on the brother and do something different. But when I changed the website to another company and changed the affiliate program, that kind of brought his affiliate fees down. His money that was coming in from affiliate kind of came down because I was in control. It wasn't like I wasn't trying to hate on the brother or anything, but I just changed it up, right? So all the stuff he had out there with that particular link, the old link, now he has to change it. Now you got to put the new link up, and so people might be looking crazy. I'm like, wait, but I thought it was. So be in control of what you are doing, right? The commandment of control is very, very important. As African people, we need to have control over what we do. We need to have control over our present as well as our future, because nobody is gonna do for us what we need to do for ourselves, right? Anyway, let's move on. So we have the commandment of need, the commandment of scale, and the commandment of control. Be in control, right? Be in control. So the last one we have is the commandment of time, the commandment of time, right? Like I said before, some of us have businesses, some of us want to be our own boss, but we really just bought ourselves a job and we're working 70 hours a week. We're working 80 hours a week. We're at the, up at the crack of dawn to open it up, and we're there at night to close it down. We're our relationships are suffering because we're not around. Our children are wondering where we are, right? Things are suffering because now we're doing our own thing. We're off the plantation, but we're doing it in such a way that doesn't allow us to live and enjoy the life that we have right now. So again, I said earlier that we want to be in a position where, okay, we want to work for a year, couple years, so that we can be financially stable in 5 to 10 years, right? And so, okay, maybe you have to work 80 hours, to get it off the ground and get the foundation going. But a lot of times we're working in businesses that don't even have the ability to scale, that don't even have the ability to divorce our time from actually having the wealth come in. So we start at 80 hours, when we're starting it up, and we almost end at 80 hours, burnt out. He's like, look, I'm ready to go back on the plantation, man, because this is too much, right? So we have to think about that when we're starting a business. So the commandment of time is simple. It's simple, right? We got to think about earning money independent of our time. So we hear about the passive income all the time, right? And with many of my businesses, I make money while I sleep. I make money while I'm, traveling with my daughter. I'm making money when I'm in the airplane flying, to the United States of America or flying back to Africa, because I have a system that is automated. So you have to ask yourself, ask your business, can this business work without me? Can this business be systematized and automated so that even when I'm not around, things are still rolling, right? And so if it can serve while you are away, then you're divorcing that wealth from your time, which gives you the time to do what you love, do what you want to do, right? As I said, can it be automated and systematized? Is there enough profit to hire someone, right? Is there enough profit to hire? Many times we don't have enough profit to hire someone, so we have to stay there. And so if there's not enough profit to hire someone, we want to think about how can we change some things up so that we can make that extra money and scale so that we can divorce it from our time. So we can have money without having to give more and more and more time. So I put up a post on a Book of Face, I guess a couple weeks ago now, and was asking the question, would you rather work 10 hours a week and make $60,000 a year? Or would you rather, what is this? Get out of there. Would you rather work, 70 hours a week and make $140,000 a year? So a lot of people, of course, was like, yo, 60,000 a year, 10 hours, that's what I'm about. But also some people were like, man, this sounds like a scam. This sounds like, I don't like it when people try to try to get people's hopes up and whatever, what kind of business can you do 10 hours a week and make that much money in profit? Well, I do Kamali Academy, and, I don't know if I'm not at 60,000 profit, yet, but the revenue is over, it's in the six figures, right? And I don't work 10 hours a week. I know some of y'all probably be like, you need to work more than 10 hours a week to you get us some more classes on this, this Kamali Academy. But I don't, right? I don't even work 10 hours a week with the Nukari box, right? So we don't have to always equate the more time you spend working with the amount of money that you make, because you can work in a way that can bring a great deal of money or financial stability, particularly if you're solving the needs of people, but also if you understand the need, the commandment of need, the commandment of scale, right? And the commandment of control, right? Because that will give you the commandment of time. That'll allow you to travel like you want to. That'll allow you to do the things that you need to do. And so many of us do not understand that. We have been taught, I guess, for a long time that you got to work hard, and you work 40 hours, 50 hours a week, and you do it for 30 years, and you're going to retire. It's no longer going to happen. I hope you know That's not going to happen anymore. Everybody's a free agent now, right? You got to do your own thing and make it happen. Even if you have a job already, you can start a side hustle, as they say, a side business that is capable of being scaled all the way up. Because if you got a side business, you can't put a whole bunch of hours into it, right? But if you can put enough hours into it to build it up so it can grow to the next level and serve, again, 100 people as easily as it can serve 100,000 people, then you got something. And then that side business, quickly becomes your only thing that you do, your only business, and you can give up that plantation, right? So some of the things that you can do to make this happen is rentals, right? If you have rental systems, if you have property, and many people know this, right? Have a number of properties and you rent them out. So now the money is coming in every month, but your time is not tied to that money coming in. Now you might have to, something breaks, but that might not even be your time that you have to spend. You send someone else because you have enough money to send the handyman to go in on and fix what is the problem, right? And you can rent out, of course, songs. You can rent out software. You can rent out all kinds of things, and have that money coming in without having your time being tied to it, right? Another way to do it is, of course, as I said, software. You can make an app. How many people are becoming millionaires on apps? They worked 80 hours for 3 months and made this app, and now that app is making $60,000 a year. And we need a lot more apps to fill the niche of the so-called Black conscious community, or just Black community in general. There's a lot of things that I think will be great if we can go ahead on and have the apps made for. And guess what? You don't even have to make the apps. You can have somebody else make the app. Just pay them for it, and put it out there. And it's already done, right? You pay them for it. It's up on, what do you call that? The Play Store. It's up on the iTunes Store, and people are able to buy it. And again, you're sitting at home watching a basketball game, right? And so you can divorce that. Also, you can do content, and that is where I am for the most part. I'm definitely, on the content. If you write a book, that book is always there. You don't have to do more writing on that book. It's there. Now people can buy, and guess what? You can scale it because people can buy it all over the world, particularly if it's an ebook, right? Particularly if it's a course like the Warrior Startup, like the Warrior Teacher, like Kamali Academy. So those things are information products. Those things are content products that can be sold anywhere. It can be scaled. So even like when you buy anything from me, it's almost automated. So if you buy our curriculum, it's automated. If you join the Warrior Teacher course, it's automated. If you join the Warrior Startup, it's automated. So it's all there. I love you. I'm checking it out. I'm seeing who's coming in, and I'm answering your questions on email and whatnot. But I don't have to be someplace at a certain time to make the business go, right? So that is a beautiful thing, right? And let's move on. So I'll go, of course, content. What else? Also, distribution systems, and distribution systems can also be like the network marketing. Again, you set up the distribution system, so you're getting money off of everybody that is distributing your product for you, right? You can look at, of course, the App Store. You can look at Amazon. Those things are distribution systems, right? So if you can create a distribution system, hey, you have allowed yourself, again, to be location independent, to have your time be divorced from the wealth that you bring in. So we have, again, the commandment of need. Think about the needs, the pains, the problems of other people. Don't think about what you want. Think about what they need. Think about what they desire, and start there with your business. Because nobody cares if you want to travel the world. Nobody cares if you want a particular kind of car. Nobody cares that you want a particular kind of house. They care about the problems that they have, the pain that they have, and they care whether or not you can fulfill your promise to them. They care whether or not you can alleviate their pain. If you can make them feel better about themselves, if you can help them get to the next level with their business. The people who have joined the Warrior Startup course, and I've been getting a lot of people who've come and said, yo, thank you so much. This information has been great. Just the first module was everything, just to get my mind right. You know, module 3, thank you so much. Now I'm able to get more clients, a more diverse amount of clients, and also grow my business like I didn't ever think I could before, right? And so again, think about the needs of somebody else. The fish, the food doesn't have to be tasty. The food has to be tasty to the fish and not the fisherman. Remember that. Remember that. You also have the commandment of scale. Can your business serve 10 people as easily as it can serve 10,000 people? And if it can't, then we need to think about ways that it can. But sometimes, you know, some businesses don't need to be a business that can scale up. So like a scale that just scales, you know, gargantuan, right? So if you have an upscale restaurant, right, and you're making a profit of $50 per person, $70 when you add drinks in it, and you're getting people from all across the city, then you don't have to have a great mass of people come in for you to be making some real good money, right? But a lot of us, we're not playing that particular luxury type game, right? We're playing a small game, you know, a game that has, you know, small profit margins when we're talking about the kind of things that we're making and all that kind of stuff. So we have to think about how we can take it to the next level. And one of the ways to take it to the next level and scale it is, of course, to put yourself online, automate some things if you can, you know, and if the profit margins are good, hire some people so that, you know, those things can go further without you having to be there to make it go further. All right. We also have the commandment of control, right? Control your financial destiny, control your life, control your time. Don't put anybody else in control of that, right? There's too often we have put other people in control of our life and said, all right, I'm going to do 5 days of what I hate in order to have 2 days to do what I love. And most of us don't have 2 days to do what I love because we're so tired, you know, on one of those days that we just say, all right, it's just going to be a rest day, right? I told myself a couple years ago that I am not going to continue to trade doing things I hate for some later time that I'll be able to do things I love. I said I want to live in Africa now, not when I'm retired as an old person. And I want to enjoy myself. I want to travel to every country in Africa, all 54 countries at this moment within the next 10 years. And I'm putting myself in a position to be able to do that. But that's because I control my time. I control my businesses. So I can say where they will go, right? And I can meet the needs of my folks. When I see that something is not working or that something is working, we can, you know, bring it up to the next level. All right. So we have, again, the commandment of time. Time is most important. Time is our only currency. I say to everyone out there, try to make your money divorce from the time that you have to spend, right? This is not saying that you don't have to work at all, but get it in your mind, find a need, find a situation that can scale, and that you have control over, and do it so that one day, not 60 years down the line, 40 years, 20 years, 30 years down the line, but 2 years, 3 years, 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, you'll be able to be financially sufficient, financially stable, and be semi-retired as I am. Now, I started Kamali Academy in 2009. I didn't have any kind of business sense. I barely even wanted to charge people tuition just to meet the needs of the rent for the house and the bills. I didn't really get on this journey until 2012 when I began to read more and think a little bit differently about business. In 2013 is when things really began to change when I published that curriculum. 2016, 2 years later, 2015, I moved to Africa off the profits of the businesses that I created from 2013 to 2015. Right? And if that is not motivation enough for you, you don't have to wait. You don't have to be, I'm gonna put 10% aside. That's low. Build something, grow something, scale something, and you can have your dream right now. If you want to know more about how I was able to go from 2013, with just a homeschool, and being able to live in Africa with 4 or 5 businesses, then take the Warrior Startup course, right? The warriorstartup.com, only $37. It is everything that you'll need. You know, there'll be some work involved. Absolutely. There'll be some thinking that you have to do. Absolutely. There'll be some serious decisions that you have to make. Absolutely. But I am living proof that it can be done. You know, 34 years old, semi-retired, living where I want to live. And of course, the cost of living is cheaper in Africa, right? You know, and even if I was living here, I wouldn't be balling out of control, but I'm living a life I want to live because guess what? I got time to do what I want to do, right? So as I said, join the course if you want to take your business to the next level, right? Kamali Academy was a small homeschool that wasn't going to be able to scale. But watch, so many people have been asking me to do what? Franchise Kamali Academy. So Kamali Academy now in 2016 as an online school with a strong foundation as a physical school for 6 years is now going to be able to be franchised to people all across the country, including South Africa as well as the UK, because we created something that meets the needs of our people, right? So that'll be my scale for the physical kind of school. We already see the scale that we have for Kamali Academy online. So Revolutionary Love, thank you again for being on this webinar. Hopefully it has served you in some way. Hopefully you understand the commandment of need and can put other people's needs before yours. Really, listen closely for those pain points, for those problems, and find solutions and develop solutions for them. Hopefully you understand the commandment of scale that many of us don't understand, because when we start a business, many times we start the business and we're already capped, right? We have a coffee shop, but it's not going to be able to scale and really give us financial independence, because how much do we make from each cup of coffee? And can we, again, serve 100 people like we can serve 10,000 people in one day? How many hours do you have? How many cups can you serve in one day, right? Also, hopefully you understand the commandment of control, which is very important. Don't put anybody else in control of your financial destiny, as well the commandment of time. All right, so now I'll answer some of your questions. Okay, so let's see what we have down here. Coming up here. All right, so I answered a couple questions before, so we're gonna go to, let me load all of these. Okay, so we have Maya Williams from Sarasota, Florida. She says, how can I generate income for my business to get it started without really spending money I don't have? I don't know what kind of business you have, but many of the businesses that I have dealt with, I have started them by doing pre-orders or pre-sales. So I don't know if you know my story, but when we started the Kali Collection, the Kali Collection is the business that we put Africa on your heart. I had went to court. I had a sweater on. It was the winter, and I'm like, yo, I got this lion on my shirt. I'm like, why can't this be Africa, right? Why can't this be Africa? And I had been talking about it for like a week or two. You know, I'm saying, man, I can't believe this hasn't been done. And so as I'm leaving the court, dealing with some situation, I said, you know what? I'm going to go to this Black-owned embroidery company right now, and I'm going to see how much it costs to put Africa on my shirt. So I asked your brother. He said $50 is a $50 fee, right? And we'll put the first Africa on there for you. Just get a shirt and we'll put it on there for you, right? And so I bought a shirt off the clearance rack that was $4, and so that's $54 startup cost so far, right? So I got the shirt. He did it. Came back a couple hours later, got the shirt, went home, took a picture, put it up on a book of face. Over 300, likes, over 100 comments in 4 hours. People were saying, you know what they say, man, I need that shirt. Where can I get that shirt, right? I said, really, huh? You need a shirt? I had an online bookstore, which was called Kamali Marketplace, where we were selling books, right? And it was doing okay. But I said, you know what? This might be a better opportunity. So I totally revamped the KamaliMarketplace.com. in one night, and really in a couple hours, right? Put a couple shirts up there. Guess what? I don't have any shirts but the shirt on my in the picture. It's a green shirt, right? A little loud green shirt. That's the only shirt I have with this Africa on. I didn't even have Madagascar on there yet. But a lot of people in the messages was like, yo, hey, you know, you need to put Madagascar on there, right? So I put the website up quickly and said, hey, pre-order your shirts. We'll have the regular crew neck. We'll also have polos, right? And so boom, people pre-ordered. They chose their color. And guess what? I had the startup capital to go out and do first, buy shirts. Second, get the Africa on the shirts. And then third, ship it out to the folks. And the rest is history. Akade Collection is doing, you know, pretty well. And we started that in 2014, January 2014. All right. So the next question is, what program did you use to create PDFs for your workbooks, as well as what company did you use to print up your workbooks? So the program I use a great deal is either Word or I use Keynote, which is a application on Mac. Right? Where is the brother? Okay, let's see. Okay, so let me answer this, brother. Yeah. So the company that I use to print up the books is something called Ingram Spark. Ingram Spark. So let me put that in there. Ingram Spark is actually a company that a sister named Agusi, right, put me on. I think I don't know if she still gets her books from there or not, but she's the one that told me about that. Keynote also, it's on Mac for the workbooks, and I create all the workbooks myself. And so, yep. That's how you do that. Let me reply there. Okay. Do you use or recommend using an affiliate program as a means to drive customers to you, and reading the driver or referring person for doing so? All right, I see more online businesses using affiliate programs. I'm a member of a few. Absolutely. It kind of violates for the person who is the affiliate, it kind of violates the commandment of control that I just talked about. But it's very, 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 very useful. It's very, very useful, particularly if you're in control. But also, if you want to make some extra money on the side, or you want to make some, you want to make some money off of a hot business, right? Again, somebody else is in control, and things can change at any moment. But I definitely recommend all businesses use an affiliate program. So we have affiliate program for Kamali, academystore.com that anyone can join. We have affiliate programs for also for KamaliMarketplace.com with the Akade collection. So definitely use those affiliate programs. All right, next. So this brother is saying, can we touch on pre-order launches and low-cost launches for products? So kind of dealt with that a little bit with my example for the Akade collection. When I started doing the workbooks for Kamali Academy, I would make a little bit of the workbook, and I would put it out to the folks that were following me on social media as well as on my website. And I say, hey, do you like this? We have this coming. And then people will say, hey, yeah, we like it, right? Yeah, we need something like this. So I will put up a pre-order, and for our first workbook was a grammar book. It was Kamali Academy Middle School grammar book, which teaches, our story at the same time as it teaches you the basic grammar ideas, right? And we had over 100 pre-orders for that book before I finished it, right? And sometimes the pre-orders can make you, give you that fire, like, yo, I gotta finish this, let's get it out here, the people want it, right? And also gives you a lot of confidence, because sometimes we spend years and years trying to create a product for folks, and to put out as a business, and then we put it out there after 5 years and nobody wants it. So with this situation, when you already know they want it, and you already know so much so that they actually put money in your pocket because they want it, that gives you a lot more confidence to get it done and to do it right, because you know the people are waiting for you to come out with it. So that's one way to have a pre-order launch or a low-cost launch. Yeah, pre-orders are very, very important. Very important. Also, we talk about a concept called the MVP in the course, the Warrior Teacher course, that you can definitely, that we go a lot deeper into, so you can check it out. All right. All right, here's another sister. I want to market Kamali as a homeschool education service. I'm certified to teach how action steps. Sister Willette, email me and we can make that happen. But of course, as an affiliate, you can do that right now. And I talked to you before, and we can do the franchising piece, the piece where you can have the school that you want to build as either an affiliate of Kamali Academy or a Kamali Academy such and such, a Kamali Academy Indianapolis, a Kamali Academy Dallas, whatever, Kamali Academy Houston, a Kamali Academy Austin, whatever. So we can make that happen as well, right? Let's move on. Man, I turned on the light. I guess this light is not very bright. Sorry about that. Let me see. I done did the whole joint and it's been dark. So let me see. I can bring a little bit of light to the side of my face, maybe. Right. Let's move on. Let's see what the next one is here. Let's see. Okay, so this sister who said turn on the overhead light because the view is very dark also asked a question about bringing products to market. She has some very good ideas for new products that the world has never seen, but I don't know how to bring them to market. The idea of the MVP within the Warrior Startup course would definitely help you out with that. And the idea is simple. It is to put out the bare minimum product to the market to see if people will actually jump on it. Because often, again, as I said right before this, we spend years and years on something and we think that it's going to be great when it comes out. But the market, the folks are going to tell us once it gets to market whether or not it's going to be great, right? So with the Akati shirt, people immediately told me, hey, I like this, but can you change this? So can you put the Madagascar on it? And sure enough, we did. Can we do these kind of colors? Can you have it for women? All those kind of things. So once we put it out there, we began to get valuable feedback from people to see, okay, here's where we go next. Visionary products are beautiful. We need visionary products that people have never seen before. We have to put it out there for people to see it, so that that we'll know whether or not they think it's visionary, whether or not they will actually put their money out there to actually buy it. Because if they don't want it, even when they see it, if they don't desire it, if they don't feel like it meets their needs, then people won't buy it, right? So that is something very important to keep in mind. You can have very good ideas, but if the people don't want it, then you're not going to make any sales, right? Okay. Sister Vanessa says she bought the course and love it. My question is, what format do I use to create my ebooks? So I said earlier, the Kindle, not Kindle, you can use Word, you can use Microsoft Word, but I use Keynote to make my workbooks. Okay, so now I'm really bright on one side and not really bright on the other side. Okay, so let's move on. Let's see. Let me go here and load more of the questions. Okay, so another person with a book, market your books. If you don't have a website, definitely create a website. And if you don't have an email list, start collecting emails so that people can come in and actually begin to see what you're doing. You can converse with them, send them information, send them valuable things like your book, right? To see if that's something that they would like to buy. One of the things is we have to serve people first, though. So even if we have a book, still serve the people. And so before we did the Warrior Startup, I served people with webinars, right? And say, hey, I'm going to teach on this particular topic. All right. So I'm going to tell you my story so you know where I'm coming from. If this information is valuable to you, guess what? We have a course that's coming up and it's called the Warrior Startup, right? Or the Warrior Startup, I'm going to write a book on, called The Warrior Startup as well, and that'll be able to go out from there. So I would say serve the people first. With the topics from your book, you might even want to maybe break a couple of your chapters into blog posts that you can put out there so people can see it and say, yo, this sister knows what she's talking about. This brother knows what he's talking about. Where's the full book on this topic? And then guess what? You already have a desire. You have a want. You have a need. They want it. They want it, so that when you put it out to sell, you have it on Amazon, you have it on your own website or whatever, it's going to do what it's supposed to do, right? So again, number one, though, serve the people. You don't ask people for money the first time you meet them. You serve them first. And as they get to know you, they'll begin to ask you, hey man, where can I buy this? If you're giving me this away for free, right? If you're giving me this for free, what else do you have to offer that I can buy, right? So next question, I want to open up on Kamali Homeschool in New Orleans action steps. She enrolled in the Warrior Teacher. Just email me and we'll take it from there, right? We'll take it from there. The Warrior Startup, the Warrior Teacher course, thewarriorteacher.com is definitely the place to start. You'll get a great deal of information about our Kamali method, the way we see the world, the way we see curriculum, the way we see, student-centered learning. So that's definitely the start. And then just holler at your boy and I'll help you out from there, right? So let's move on to the next question. So he says, how do I make a performing arts school self-sufficient, meaning that I have my time? Right now, my nonprofit school that I started for homeschool students does not have enough resources to hire workers. I'm a playwright, director, teacher, and I teach full-time Monday through Friday. That's a great question, man. It's a great question. Performing arts. You're a playwright, you're a director, and you're a teacher. Immediately, I think about how can you use those playwright skills? How can you use those teaching skills to reach more people than the people that are in your community at this moment? And of course, I'm thinking online, right? I don't know what kind of performing art to do. So you have the acting piece. I don't know if the performing arts piece or the playwright piece. I don't know if, there's a way to teach acting online. I don't know if there's a way to teach students how to write plays online, so that can open you up to an international group of people, so that if you have 50 students from across the country that's paying you, that might open you up to be able to continue to do your performing arts school and create plays and create things with that can also bring in money for the particular school. To be self-sufficient, you definitely have to be, some more marketing, and you have to be great. You have to take that performing arts school to the next level. And if it's a Black performing arts school, I know that, we got everything we need to make that happen. We just got to put ourselves out there, do things that are sometimes unthinkable, break some molds, and bring ourselves to the community. So hopefully, that can help you out, brother. I would say deal with more students, right? Put on more plays, put on more events and programs, so that your school becomes, that school like, yo, whenever they put a program on, we got a lot of people coming, right? And not only that, they're so good that they're going to stream it live and you can pay $10 to watch it online. You know what I'm saying? So just think about that. Maybe that can help. Again, the Warrior Startup, or maybe it will help you with that as well. And you can hit me up on the email and we could talk more. All right, let's see. Sister asks, do I have to finish the startup course in a certain time frame after you purchase it? You don't have to finish it in a certain time. It is there for you as long as you are ready. With the course, it's a 6-week course. You get a new module every 5 days in your email. And I did that so that you can actually digest the module before you plunge right into the next one. A lot of times we want to binge on something and then we never do anything with the information. So with each week, with each module, I want you to be able to think about the ideas that were presented and how you can use it in your own life before you go on to the next one. Okay, here's another question here. What if you aren't sure what you want to do for a business, right? I'm a STEM educator and I graduated a degree in marketing and fashion design. I really want to own my time. If you don't have an idea, listen to the commandment of need. Listen to the pain that you hear around you. Listen to the things that people are saying that they don't like. I hate this. I wish that. Those are clues to what you can do, for business. And if somebody, a lot of times we don't start a business because somebody's already doing it. If somebody's already doing it, sometimes that might be that might be good, because you know that people actually, are paying for that particular product or that particular service. Now, what we can do is, though, and what advantage we have over those businesses that are already doing, is that we can look at what people complain about with those businesses. We can, see what they are lacking, right? And solve the problems that people have with those particular businesses and take it to the next level, right? And so that's a good thing, right? So look at businesses that are already there, that are not serving the people who are supporting them the way they should, right? So there should be a lot more workbooks, particularly from an African-centered perspective, for our people, right? There should be a lot more. So yeah, Kamali Academy is doing workbooks, but that don't mean that you can't do workbooks. We need more workbooks. So if you're doing workbooks, the people will say, hey, thank you for doing the workbook. Here's my money, right? So listen to the pain, listen to what people are complaining about, and that will give you a clue to what business you can start. Also listen to what people ask you about. Listen to what people ask your opinion on. If you notice that, a lot of my friends ask me about this, you might be an expert to them in that area, right? So you begin to think about that as well. So let's see if we have any more comments here. Any more comments here? Sorry about the lighting. I wish I had a studio, but I'm in New Orleans. I ain't got my studio set up over here. I'm at my mama's house right now. You know what I mean? Let's see. We have any more here? Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so we have a couple more. All right. Peace and love, brother. All right. My daughter is 4 and enjoys the preschool curriculum. Question: the idea of a black-owned beauty supply stores keeps resurfacing in my hometown of Macon, Georgia. There are 3 big beauty stores, beauty stores, or maybe stores that are all Asian and Indian owned, and a lot of women say it's a good idea, but can it scale? Thoughts? I'm a full-time firefighter and former Marine, and also have my real estate license. I've just been seeking knowledge and and brainstorming ideas lately. So a black-owned business store, a beauty store, absolutely. Especially again, if we not only take it from the strip mall in our own community in Georgia, but maybe we have different stores all across the country. We start with that one store where we have the idea to, okay, now we're gonna have a store in Atlanta. Now we're gonna have a store in Mobile, Alabama. Now we're gonna have a store. We keep on growing it so it can scale in that way. It can also scale if you put it online. There's a lot of people who already purchase beauty supplies online anyway, so you can get right into that and big and play up that it's black owned, right? Real estate is also a good business to divorce your time from your wealth, particularly if you are buying the houses and you yourself are renting them out to people. So those are definitely good ideas. I don't know if you can buy 100 houses, maybe. That's that way that will be able to scale. But with real estate, you don't have to have a whole bunch of houses to have the kind of lifestyle that you would like. All right. So we have one more question, and this will be the last one that I'll take. It says, I make skincare products. I make a good profit, but I don't have sales daily. I vend events and make good money, but in between the vending events, I want to learn how to drive more people to my website. The best feeling is when I make a sale while I'm asleep. That's a good feeling. I used to I used to have a notification for my PayPal, right? And it would ding on my phone, you know. And at first it was like, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Yeah, that was money coming in, you know. But after a while, you know, it had so many coming in. It was like, yo, okay, it got kind of annoying. It was still a beautiful sound to hear, but I'd just rather just see the notification on my phone than to hear the sound as well. So when you have skincare products, the question is, do you have an email list? You know, are you constantly, you know, contacting and talking with the people who are buying from you? You know, because a lot of times the bulk of the money is not on the front end. You know, the bulk of the money is not on the front end with a lot of businesses. So if you go to Amazon, they're gonna sell you that first book, right? But they gonna have an email in your inbox every other day saying, hey, since you bought this book, this is something I think you would like also, right? So a lot of times the money is on the back end, and we go deeper into that in the Warrior Startup course. But so if you have the skincare products, when you're vending, get people's emails so that you can continue to contact them, educate them on, you know, what kind of products to use, of course, and also sell them new things. You know, it's not, you don't want to just have a business where a person buys from you once and they never buy from you again. You know, we don't want to. The easiest way to make more money is to, of course, have more sales, right? And look into getting a Facebook fan page where you can, you know, do sponsored posts and all that kind of stuff, because that'll bring more eyes to your business and your website. Make sure your product is great, right? So ways to make more money is, of course, to get more sales. But the number one way, though, is to sell to people who have already bought from you. Because if your product is good, if they've already bought from you, they'll probably be willing to what? Buy from you again. So you don't always have to go and look for new people. The best people to sell to is the people who have already bought from you already. So I hope that helped you. Let me look one more time for a couple more questions, and then we'll be going. So again, I hope that this has been valuable to you in some way. Sorry for getting started a little bit late, but we are rolling now. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so the brother comes in at the end and says, I think my second question got missed, but was wondering if it is the best option to open school as a nonprofit or blank, 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 or dot, dot, dot. It depends on what you want. Depends on what you are trying to do. I'm not a big fan of, you know, nonprofits who have to depend on grants for their stability. Again, because that nicks or that violates the commandment of control. Somebody else is in control of your ability to run your business. And I know a lot of people say that they got some grants that don't really get into, you know, what you're doing and just give you the money. But African wisdom teaches me also that he who butters your bread has an effect on your stomach. So I don't really like to take the grants from other people. So it just depends on what you want to do, you know, what your goals are, and if you are able to meet your goals while meeting the needs of the people. So this has been Baba Dr. Brother Samori Kamara. Thanking you again for being on the webinar and telling you that, hey, if you want to know more information about how I went from being where I was, you know, with just a homeschool with no businesses to, well, a homeschool was a business, but with a homeschool, Kamali Academy, to being able to live in Ghana, continue to run Kamali Academy online, and live my dream. Take the Warrior Startup course at thewarriorstartup.com. I guarantee you that you will learn some good information, some new ideas that'll make you look at business a little bit differently, and make your business that you have or the business that you are about to start into the kind of warrior startup that can meet your needs for the future. I say revolutionary love to you all. I'll see you on the other side.